Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I'm the Little Reader, also known as Amanda, and you're in my house. Welcome. Get cozy. Get comfy. Happy day to you, darling. I'm here with you. I'm seeing divinity. I'm feeling a soul who is carrying what used to be called the weight of the world. But I don't even know if it's the weight of the world anymore. I think as human evolution has unfolded, it's the weight of the universe. I can feel it. I can feel the weight. So take a load off, beautiful soul. Get cozy, get comfy. Cuddle yourself in, grab a blanket if you have one, and just burrito yourself up into it. Or taquito, or taco. The blanket's definitely a tortilla in this example. We're just here. You, me, spirit, the all that is, the great divine. And the question that was coming through as I was meditating in advance of this moment, the question that was coming through was, will things ever go back to normal? And first, to understand the question, I had to tap into you, beautiful soul, to get a feel for what normal is being defined as. And it seems that the beautiful souls who are asking the question, will things ever go back to normal, are referring to the weight that they're feeling of carrying the mental load, the physical exhaustion, the psychic strain of the rapid speed at which we're all evolving. So in reality, it seems the question is really, will things ever slow down? Will things ever slow down the way maybe they felt slower before this moment, before this time, before these years? And Spirit's coming through with a message that for you, beautiful soul, and for anyone who seeks, for anyone who asks this question, will things ever go back to normal? Will things ever slow down? There is always a way to get in touch with peace again. And this is so intellectually understood, but so not embodied through nobody's fault. We understand that we can always access peace. We understand that we can always meditate. We understand that we can always pull our awareness away from the realm of mind. Something we talk about here in the Little Reader's house all the time, about learning to understand that your true identity is awareness, and understand that you have the power to direct that awareness wherever you choose. But how do we experience it? How do we experience it in a world that's always racing by, speeding by, like a train car is what I'm being shown in my mind's ojito, my mind's little eye. How do we actually experience peace? How do we turn peace from an idea into an experience? And Spirit, I'm asking you, for the beloved soul who's watching, for myself, Amanda, how do we turn peace from an idea into an experience? So an answer comes through initially: practice, yes. Just as we would practice an instrument, just as we would practice using our body in certain ways, just as we would practice using our intellect in certain ways. Practice, yes. But Spirit's saying that's not the only way. Spirit reminds me to say that there are as many ways to access infinite blissful peace as there are souls in existence, because every soul has their own way. Every soul has a distinct path, and that path is leading to ultimate peace at one point or another. But even the techniques that we can experience in the present moment are unique to the individual souls. So contemplate what gives you peace, and understand that specific practices, specific experiences, specific sounds, sensory stimulus or lack thereof can help to provide peace. And then even further, there's a realization for those who are ready, Spirit says. The realization that can create peace as an experience right here and now. Right here, you and me, beautiful soul. Us. Is that we are not in control. If we want to experience peace right here in this moment, right here, right now, we can understand that we are not in control, that we have control over nothing, absolutely nothing. Even the things we think we have control over, we don't. And just as the idea, Spirit's saying the feigned idea, the false idea, the fallible idea, the misunderstood idea that having control can give us peace. Spirit says in that same way, understand that not having control can also give us peace. The Spirit says this is not the same as giving up. This is not the same as resigning, throwing your hands up in the air and saying, all right, I got no control. I'm just going to stop loving my body, stop going to work, and resign from life. I'm going to retire from the act of being a survivor in this world. And Spirit's saying we don't have to take it to that extreme, although it absolutely can be done. In fact, Spirit's kind of indicating, look at my rock, aquamarine. Spirit's kind of indicating that Spirit loves to be challenged to step in, because not enough souls offer up that gauntlet to Spirit. Like, you know what? I am going to take my hands off the wheel and my foot off the gas. You step in. You show me. Spirit says in this day and age, we're so addicted to being in control, the illusion of control, of living in the illusion that we're in control, that hardly anyone throws up their hands and surrenders to Spirit. And Spirit would actually like to see that a little bit more often. So that's something that's coming through. But we don't have to take our foot off the gas, our hands off the wheel completely and defy everything we've done thus far in our lives and swing the pendulum all the way to the other side and say, all right, I'm doing nothing now, nothing. No, there is another way. I almost said the middle way, which I think is a Buddhist precept, if I remember correctly. The way that Spirit's pointing in is when you're not in peace, when you're out of peace, when you want things to slow down, things to go back to the old way, of feeling protected, of feeling safe. For many of us, our nervous systems are wildly dysregulated. So our heart rates are out of whack, our trigger response is completely uncontrollable. Our electrical flow in our bodies is sporadic. Our digestion is irregular. And there's an entire enteric nervous system that connects our digestion to the rest of all of our systems. So when we're not at peace and we're dysregulated and we're wanting things to slow down and we don't know what to do or where to go and how to get there, as my beloved mother would say. Love that woman. Sit still. And Spirit would take it a step further. And if you can, if you've got a voice, if you've got a mouth, if you have the ability, or if you can sign it, or if you can simply think it, acknowledge, I have absolutely no control. I have absolutely no control of this world, of even the circumstances of my own life right here, right now, in this moment. Can we surrender to the possibility that we are not in charge at all? It's a wild one. We touched upon free will in a previous session. And Spirit defined free will as the ability to move our awareness wherever we'd like to move it. It was not defined as the ability to control our life circumstances, to manipulate the external world. But it was defined as the ability to travel, like having an infinite passport with ultimate no limits, ultimate access to where we place our awareness in the internal world. And Spirit says if we can sit still and accept that we're not in control and place our awareness right here in the chest, right in this heart center, and just feel into it. We can go back to the old way. We can go back to the way things used to be. We can go back to peace. Immediately. Let's do that again. There's a better snap there. Yeah. Immediately we can go back to peace. Then we can decide from there. We can allow our heart to decide, rather, what action step we will take. But Spirit asks that we don't try to manipulate our external world from a place of panic, frustration, overwhelm, overload, exhaustion, sadness, grief, anger. That we don't launch into movement from that place. Because if we do that, we're being controlled by the mental realm. We're being controlled by thoughts. If we take a moment to get still, to bring our awareness to our heart center, to the peace that resides within, then any action we take after that, we're taking from a place of divinity, from a place of heart, from a place of sacred holiness, from a place of stillness, from a place of trust, or from complete surrender. Maybe we haven't even worked up to trust yet. We're like, trust? I can't trust shit. But I surrender. And any action that arises from that place, that's the game changer of our life, Spirit says. The game changer of our life. And on that note, so many actions that we take are reactions. And interestingly, Spirit says that's why we have no control. That's why we can actually rely on the phrase, I have absolutely no control, because everything is reactive. Reactive, reactive, reactive. Whether it's survival-based actions, Or we can go up a few tiers on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and even a desperation for self-actualization. That can be part of what makes something like a meditation practice seem insurmountable, unattainable, ridiculous, a luxury, because we're reacting to the stress in our life. So we try to develop a healthy habit. I'll start a meditation practice. And then 2 days in, we're like, this is not giving me any joy. I'm out. I've done that myself. But if we can just sit still for a moment, we're not committing to anything. We're not even committing to meditate. We're committing to say the following words out loud. I accept I have absolutely no control of my life. And we can smile while we say it. And then we just sit with that and feel into the heart space. And that's it. We'll do it for 5 minutes. Do it for 10. If you're feeling crazy, 15. And then let yourself be led to an action. And if that action is, I'm just going to get in bed and sleep, Spirit says that's fine. Because any action that comes after meeting this place in your heart is going to be infused with divinity, infused with destiny, infused with some magic. And suddenly, in some convoluted, paradoxical way, by admitting we have no control and surrendering to the greater force inside, suddenly our actions begin to become wildly impactful. Gosh, Spirit loves a paradox. What's that all about? So that's where we're leaving it today, beautiful soul. If you want to go back to the old days, if you want to get back to peace, remembering a slower time, everything comes to a screeching halt in the most beautiful way, right here in the heart center. Sit with it. Release control. Acknowledge complete surrender. And just sit there for a bit. See where it takes you. And then come back one day and let us know what happened. Until we meet again, beautiful soul, I am sending you all the love I've got. More, and more, never less, because you are so very worthy of it.